Next up is Billy Rideout, also a former work colleague for whom she did senior administrative assistant work and whom she thinks the world of as well. So please come up.
So Bernard, I don't know where you were going wrong, because when Naz was helping us here over the last year, she did a lot of dishes. So, and matter of fact, we moved into a new office recently, and she's been away sick and recovering, and we had to get a dishwasher. So anyway, that was our solution to the problem. So some of you might, Naz may have introduced me as her boyfriend to some of you. Others, she may have introduced you as her boss. So just to eliminate any confusion, my wife Vicky is over there, so we'll try to manage that, please. So when I think about Naz, I think I'm like, I don't know if this is a new word, but like hyper kindness, like just kind to everyone, and doesn't matter what culture they're from or where they're from, and she's kind of united a lot of people from different backgrounds to become close friends. We met back in 2008, and Ken from Husky called me this morning, and he said, well, I can't make it to Naz's party. My one-year-old grandson's having his first birthday party, so him and his wife would like to extend best wishes to you and your family. So I guess Ken met you about the same time, and he had said he wanted me to say that when he had joined Suncor, it was so great that Naz was so welcoming, and even though she didn't work for him, she made it very welcoming for a lot of people that joined Suncor and welcomed them into the company. When I met her, she was working for one of the VPs there as an executive admin assistant, and really she really helped everybody on the floor. There was like 60 or 70 people on the floor, and she was there to help everybody. So I left Suncor 2 or 3 years ago to start a new venture, and Naz was at that time kind of with TransCanada and in and out of recovery, and she just kind of decided to help us and volunteer at Exergy and help us start up a new venture and a new company. And she's great because she pushes me to go out there and sell. I like to work in the business, and she pushes me and introduces me to a lot of her co-workers at TransCanada and other places that she's worked. So I really appreciate that, Naz, and setting me straight. So I guess in a way she does kind of run the show, and I miss her for that. Yeah. So I mean, the whole team at Exergy, they've all got really close to Naz. So a lot of us are here. We're kind of in a table over there, and I would define her as being very resilient as well. She really doesn't quit, and she's a very determined person, and I hope she has a great year this year. So, and I know you will. You got to keep fighting and being resilient. Another side, I guess you got to kind of, there's always good and there's always the good side, and sometimes I define her sometimes a little complicated, and mainly around her orders for like Starbucks, for example. So I could not remember her order. Shirley knew it off the top of her head. So it's an extra hot decaf, non-fat cappuccino filled to the syrup box, which is a certain line on the cup, and then you got to put a scoop of foam. So if anybody wants those notes to bring her coffee, I'll share that with you. So Naz should be very proud. She dresses nicely, always looks great, comes into the office like just looking like A1 all the time, and like she is tonight. And she should be proud. She's proud of her family and her children, and Farah and Adil, and great success, and she's done well. Thank you, Naz.